Gentlemen in the mix.
By definition, UFOs, including the one I saw, are unidentified. Simply infer they're spacecraft. You can still have some fun playing with the idea aliens are here. Most of my colleagues will argue that ET is out there. We just need to keep looking. And this makes sense. Space is vast. Identifying a signal is hard. Aliens are here.
Hey, traders. Welcome to the stream, the second stream. Like second breakfast, but second stream. All right, well, we're in power hour for crypto now. Less than an hour till the daily close. Bitcoin sitting at its lowest price since October 28th, lowest price of the month. You've now fallen into the bearish control zone on the RSI on the 4 hour. The bearish divergence finally caught a little fall through. And you're thinking the target 19,891, maybe 19,650. This zone just needs to be tested. And on the test, what happens when you're tested, chat? You can fail the test. You can get an F. You can also get an A. So you could successfully back test the area as support, or you could test the support and fail and break below it. And that's worst case scenario. That means things are really, really getting bad on the equities market, because the equities drive all this, man. But you get it, man. You're still okay. I mean, until you fall below like 18,650, you can somehow still make a higher low. It's true. If you want to, we can take a gander at the quad screen I still have up. There it is. Top left, Bitcoin. Top right, S&P 500 futures. Bottom left, gold spot price. And top or bottom right would be the DXY, the US dollar currency index. Give me a sec, sorry. Kind of running all over the place. Got some crazy stuff going on in my life behind the scenes that is out of my control. So that's why I had to end the stream so abruptly earlier today, even though it was an over 2-hour stream, whatever. But yeah, this is what you got happening. Gold getting wrecked. Wow, gold about to take out its low from Halloween. These are 60-minute candles, but you know, it was more appropriate earlier. So I'm just inertia keeping it up. So you can see that price action. Not so great anywhere. All right. There were a couple requests I missed because so I like wanted to go live because of that too. I felt bad. There's nothing I could do about it. So Jerome Powell, 75 basis point increase in interest rates. The range is narrow. It's narrowing or it's narrowed in their ability to have a soft landing, a terminology that doesn't exist since they made it up like transitory inflation. You know why, right? It was asked, and he said that they cannot get inflation under control. And that's why. That's why they think, you know, the landing's not going to be soft. It'll be hard like always. That's what she said. All right. Daily, no big deal. I mean, again, a back test would be incredible. If the back test fails, then you just pray that Bitcoin makes a higher low than these lows from October and September. All right, that's it. It's not dead yet. It needs to pull back. Okay, fine. I got it. 4-hour bearish divergence kind of told us that after this run, it was extended pullback time. You're pulling back. But you haven't tested the support. There it is, 2017. Insane. Ethereum, same situation. Bearish divergence playing out. Hidden divergence, not really. Nope. What's up, Fred? Thank you for the Australian super chat. The 1281 super chat. Thank you, man. He said goal. Goal indeed. Goal indeed. Now, we are in between two massive inflection points on Ethereum. 1420, 1730. Bitcoin continues down to test those key levels that you think it would, then it would seem more likely we're going to go test 1420. And that's it so far. All right. What's hilarious is you're still not making a lower low. You're not. So Bitcoin right now to its local low is actually matching it. It's like testing the low from October 28th. Ethereum's still somehow above it. So the outperformance continues on Ethereum, even if it's just marginal. It's there. Crazy. And these markets, man, the crazy wicks and moves we saw today were literally expected. Like we knew it. I'm going live like 15 minutes before the notes even come out, waiting on that volatility, and the volatility showed up like that. We had like a 4% swing on Bitcoin price, or close to it. It was from the low to the high. You just can't see what's happening. A 3.3% swing. But then you go from after swinging 3.3% a couple times, right? Whatever. You then dumped 3.7%. And after the 3.7% swing, you rallied 2.73%. Something like that. And then another 2 it's like how many 2 to 3% swings did we receive today? A lot. So yeah, it's just Expected price action. Now the problem is the directionality was down. The Qs, very bad close. Very, very bad close. We should probably look at those more than anything. You know, all we know about BNB was it was at an inflection point, a resistance, where historically it's always reversed there. If you break it, you go up insane amounts. But if you don't, you reverse there. But the thing is, after such bad stuff today, look how it just doesn't really, it's down 1.2%. Who cares? It's almost like consolidating bullishly at the resistance. So you're making higher lows, same highs. Hold on a sec. So, though you know there's a resistance where reversals happen all the time, throughout history, it hasn't really reversed yet, but it has pivoted somewhat, but not by much. So, verdict's out. Are we going to break it this time? Just almost impossible to believe that you would with the macro dumping, but hey, CZ bet on Elon, and the markets love Elon, and they love CZ because of that. So, also, BNB to BTC is one of the only things in the world that hit all-time highs this year. So let's take a look at that. Why not? Because I bet she was starting to get interesting again. And by interesting again, I mean only just hitting all-time highs again as of like a day or two ago. There's something going on with this one, man. Something going on with BNB to BTC. You're at a 1.618 fib extension from the old all-time high, the old sell wall, to that low. The golden mean ratio. You've done it. But like, look, you're on the cusp of making a new you made an all-time high 2 days ago. Indecision yesterday. Now you're just holding up, and you'll probably end up continuing. There's no buyer exhaustion. You just had an amazing run so far. So owning BNB to BTC has been amazing. No other crypto in the world doing this. Is Ethereum? Not even effing close, man. Not even close. Even though it looks interesting where it is, this is dominating Ethereum to Bitcoin in performance. Nothing can hold. What is it? Nothing. No one can hold something to the flame. What's the expression again? I don't know. Let's look at Ethereum to Bitcoin. Why not? That is like, you know, it does look pretty good here. It's in an uptrend, long-term uptrend. It did recently make a potential partial decline, but that's still not confirmed yet. It would need to run to between 8.2 million and 8.5 million sats to be a confirmed partial decline. So right now, unfortunately, you might be working on hidden bearish divergence. So but you're above the 200-day moving average. Everything's kind of okay on this. So I'm not really that. So Valley Bet. Waste management,
Valley Bet tipped $25. Thoughts on WM, waste management? Coming up against a multi-year supply line.
I don't know, man. We will look at it. They like pretty much monopolized the waste management where I live now. It's like OVA, like they own it all. But thanks for the contribution, my friend. So you get it. If this was the BNB to BTC chart, it would be up here. So it'd be at 18 million sats, but not even close. But still kind of okay here. Have an alert set up at 8.2 million sats. If you hear that beep, you know we have a confirmed partial decline, which means high probability of a breakout soon. Not immediately, just soon. That's all it means, okay? So the big three, there they are. Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB. There is no Bitcoin to Bitcoin chart. Guess we can, I think there was an XRP request or something today. All we had was price contraction, stuck in the price contraction right now. That's it. Neutral, pattern. Neutral structure going on. This is gonna go where the wind blows. What's the wind in this situation? The macro. Bitcoin wants to go test 19,650, 19,891. You know, XRP is coming down to 43 cents minimum, and it probably lower. But if Bitcoin can hold on and start rallying and never even test it, I mean, this thing might be seeing 51 cents probably soon. Neutral, man. Neutral's the word. It's the real N word. Neutral. And TA, it is the N word. Okay. No edge. No real edge. You'd think, hey, maybe hidden bullish divergence. Negative Momo, maybe building again. We'll see.
Straight talk. Quick question. How much longer do you think the hedge funds can evade massive margin calls on crypto and stocks?
I mean, I have no clue. That's extremely speculative, right? I appreciate the contribution and the nice and the kind words, the compliment. But like, with that being said, I don't know. Like, I don't know when they get margin called, when they will. I would imagine things need to break more. And the Qs like tech, the NASDAQ, certainly working on it. It's going to get bad. And I'm spending, I know, like, who even cares about XRP right now, today? It's just such a it didn't do anything. There's nothing significant about what XRP did today. The significant development, I think, is on the QQQ, which, of course, is pretty much
technology. What is that all about? Is it good or is it whack?
Certainly whack. What happened? Why is it significant? Okay, look at the sell-off. Down 3.43%. And where did traders settle up at the end of the day? Below $267. Is that a joke? Nope. Below 267. It's a swing high from July 2020 a couple times. Swing low September 2020 and then November 2020. You can see the importance of this area. And there's not much support below it. So I think that was really, really bad. And the fact is, like, you couldn't even break this local high at 283. It's miserable. And here's the thing. It's not just this. The things that make this up, the Qs, like the high percentage holdings that, you know, this is an aggregate of assets. Those top holdings or those top percentages of the aggregate, I guess you could say, have broken supports, are kind of like in free fall territory. We looked at them earlier today, Google being a huge culprit of it. Look at that. That's a daily candle. This thing down almost 4% today. What was it down yesterday? 4% or so? 3.5%, whatever. So down like 7. What is it? Like, let's just be real. Like from the top to the bottom. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I was way off. 9.5%, 9.65% losses on Google in 2 days. One of your largest market cap stocks in the world. Just now, technically, no surprise. We've been waiting for this forever, because what developed after it already had reversed its trend? A bear flag, a beautiful textbook, undeniable bear flag. You broke it, and then you going sideways. Like, what's going on? And then finally, earnings started to recatalyze the selling pressure. And you know, I get it. If you want to, we can definitely like just plot the peak. It's a peak from September 2020. All right, you haven't even touched it yet. You're gonna touch that. You'll test it. But I think the target 83.61, and that's been the case for a while. Even this was a target too. The unfilled gap at 95.67. These gaps are gonna fill, Larry. Do we have another unopened or an unclosed gap? Yes, we do, of course, but they're way lower. You don't even want to hear about it. Just turn the stream off, you know, like, well, here's a gap. There's another one. This is certainly an unfilled gap. Right there, that's a gap. Really, this is officially the gap right there. Traders settled up right there, and then the next day, gapped up. So There are a multitude of gaps, of unfilled gaps on Google. So take your pick. Which ones are going to actually react at or reverse at? Don't know, man. I don't know. But this is TA being respected, right? Bear trend, bear flag, really, really big bear flag. And now follow through. You measured move of this. Depending on which way you do it, you know, most people do it like this, where you take, and this is the only in a flag. No other pattern does this. In a flag, they go from the top of the flag to the bottom, and the measured move takes you to $80.52. So is that unreasonable to believe we would be getting there between two unfilled gaps? And you don't even want to know, man. There's like another unfilled gap at like 61.52. Another unfilled gap, you can barely see it, 54 bucks. I mean, that's getting nuts. But a full reset from the COVID crash, from the low to high, it's not weird, right? An 886, we know the 886, $62. So this is not really weird, but this is one, okay? This is a market driver. It's such a large market cap asset. Then you've got the other one, another big one, Microsoft. It made its lowest daily candle close since January 2021. So we're talking about a year and 10-month lows. It broke an official support resistance that you desperately needed to hold on to, like it was a joke. You're close to oversold, I guess, in the downtrend, you know, the demand line. But I'm thinking if this is a real life bearish breakdown, $200, 198, your next target, right? The swing lows from July, September, November 2020. Why not? So downside potential from where you are right now, 10%. You got 10% more downside on Microsoft. Do you understand, looking just at Google and Microsoft with this much downside potential, how it wouldn't be that weird to see the Qs get obliterated and go much, much lower after breaking support today? It's not off base. It makes sense. Nah, Trisket, no way anyone's new here, bro. No way. It's not how it works. It's I don't know, man. I think I'm just too like vanilla and too dry to usher growth these days. I don't know. Microsoft, Apple, another one that has not yet begun to really fall. Just wait. They have hiring freezes today. Yeah, hiring freezes because of recession woes and fears. Yes, rejecting the 200-day simple moving average once again. Rejecting 156.80 again. The peak from 2021, what was once resistance, is now confirmed to be resistance again. And a lower high cemented. So sitting at 145, but after hours you're down 0.5%. So you're actually after hours below the key resistance support. The next target's 138, 137. If you don't hold that, better look out. Sellers tried a couple times to really push it, but they couldn't. But remember, with all these lower highs, people aren't going to think much about it. But this is insiders. This is the composite operator himself. This is probably Warren Buffett himself just quietly offloading big money, offloading as to not create a panic. To where people will think, oh, it's all good, dude. It's outperforming everything. It's fine. This will be the last thing to get taken out. The trash has already been taken out, right? You already got so many assets in the stock market that are down 88, 90% now. Some of them are at all-time lows, and they'll continue to dump, but this will be the last one. 2023, buckle up. But yeah, you can imagine what happens if Apple goes to 138, 137. You know where the Qs are going. But you know, we talked about these three. What about the other one? What about the one that bought the rights to some of Tolkien's work and ran it into the ground? So the ultimate sacrilege of the four, the big four, Amazon. There it is. Down almost 5% today. Lowest daily candle close on this crap since March of 2020. Guess what, chat? Guess what? The nadir of the COVID crash. 81.39. It was a different number because of a split, I know. But you are now 13% off the lowest low. But the problem is, for the next support, you're only about 8.2% off. So there's 8% downside on Amazon where you are right now. That's the target. I mean, that's the target area. It's been that way. I've had these lines plotted for over 2 years, man. Or, you know, or 2 years, whatever. So you've broken all formal support. You've gapped down, a lot of volume, bad earnings, hidden bearish divergence playing out. Yes, you're a little oversold on the daily, 25. It's your lowest RSI you've seen since, of course, May of 2022. Oh, okay. So we didn't even, down here. All right. Well, this is a continuation. This is a continuation of the trend you're already in. What is that, bearish? Bearish continuation. What are our fib extensions from the low to the high here? 1272 at 89, a 1414 at 8268. That's the target. And then a 1618 takes you all the way down to $73. Much, much lower. All right, so if they've all broken support and they all have 10% plus downside potential until the next formal supports, do you understand now why the Qs could easily be going to $237? The pre-COVID crash high. That's not even a real support. That's a joke. The real areas of formal like support resistance gonna be in the 180s, 190s. I just like better be careful, man. It's been bearish. The market's bearish. It's been bearish. The only rallies you get are bear market rallies, and then that's the issue. It's like, when's the dump coming? When are we just gonna dump 4% in a day? And when are we gonna continue off of that dump? You know, it's hard sleeping owning, you know, being like actually unironically long on this market, right? It's been that way all year. The moving average, no one's ever said that. My 200 moving average is hard to see. Is it? I can see that pretty well. I don't know, chat. What do y'all think? Should I make the moving average brighter, crazier, fatter, girthier? Hey, Michael F. Thanks so much for just joining the Patreon. Please be sure to sync up the Patreon on the Discord. Much love, man. Cheers. Kings. Much love. Amazing. It is the second of the month. It is the second best day to join the Patreon. If you want me to keep coming back every day and you value what I do, joining the Patreon is the single best way to support this channel, the stream, this whole community that we built going on 5 years ago. But you also get trade setups, education, and access to the premium Discord chat. Okay. It's always been a bit subtle. It's supposed to be subtle. I try to point it out when the price action correlates to it. Oh, never had an issue. That's about as far as I'm going. I'm pretty conservative with the moving average. I just made it a little bit fatter. That should be way better, right? So S&P, lowest daily candle close since the 21st of October. Not as bad as the NASDAQ. Not as bad as the Qs. The major levels are 35.88 down here. You know, that's... When you do that, I think eventually this is all gonna see 32, 33. Repeating, of course. Bad day. Dow Jones. Remember where it was? Does anyone remember where the Dow Jones Industrial was? Dow Jones Industrial was? Sorry, I said industrial was. I don't know. I mean, that's... Is it magic? Is it beautiful? Is it crazy? Is it... What is it, chat? It hit the 786. Oh my God, today it hit the second target of a dragon. What would be a dragon? 618 first, second target, the dragon, and closed and reversed. And never got, you know, a day above that supply line. And you are now formally below the 200-day simple moving average. I don't know, man. And if that doesn't make you feel all warm and fuzzy inside, what would? It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. 786 achieved. So a lot of downside. You were technically overbought in a downtrend. At one point, you were not just overbought in the downtrend, you were overbought on the RSI. Where you are, looking left, there's not a whole lot of support and resistance between 29,564 and 33,33, repeating, of course, right? It's a lot of up and down, up and down. Look, up, this is not, none of that's really formal support. You go to the weekly, it doesn't even exist, man. It's a straight line up and down. So, thin order book, that's not going to be good for energy. Anyway, yeah, there you go. Dow Jones, awesome. Russell 2000, yeah, not good. Oof, nasty. It was the 4 hour on this one that was crazy, right? Dang, man, it could never, ever hit that 1618. Now even talk about, hey, what do we got confirmed today? What was confirmed on the Russell 2000 today? Can somebody tell me? Not everybody at once. My God. Go do something else, I guess. Jeez. Doesn't matter what it is. Don't worry about it, dude. It's a bearish abandoned baby. This is as good as it gets. Match it. The close matches the open on the gaps. It's perfect. Perfect abandoned baby. You never got to that 618. Sucks, man. Underperforming bullish pattern in a bearish trend. Yep. You'll get that. It happens. So we'll see how much follow through we get tomorrow. An unopened gap was filled today from October 25th. And where you are now, you're thinking probably, I mean, you think, okay, 1774, but I'm thinking this probably eventually again, you know, 2018 high, 1744, and then 1715 after that. I mean, that's your big area. You're below the 200-day. I think it was the 4 hour though that was crazy, right? No, it was maybe on another one. Back below that anyway. Pretty ugly, dude. Pretty ugly. Go to gold. Really bad. Like, the worst. I think this is probably the worst thing that could, I mean, the candle today. I mean, it hasn't taken out the low from October 21st yet. Not yet, man. It really hasn't. So those are still valid, like a fruit fly is valid, right? Fine like a fruit fly. But man, this price action right here, this is not what you should not be doing this if you're going to confirm a bottom in rally. You're not going to do this. So until you're back below the supply line, that was like kind of one of the only things that made you be like, if you're back, well, dude, this thing doesn't have support until $1,500. This is not a support. 1,600, 20. That's not a support. It's gonna, when it breaks that, man, it's gonna be awful for gold. That's just terrible. Hey man, we had a chance, dude, and that was, you just had your chance. You know, the engulfing candle on the 21st of October and then everything after, that was it? You just went 3 and out? You got to punt the ball already back to the bears? Jeez, not going to be pretty at all. All right, get wrecked. Silver that was looking better than gold. Is that, you know. Hey, what asset were we looking at yesterday that we had identified the tweezer top reversal? Which one? Do y'all remember which one it was? Silver right here, just it's stalling out. It's going to go with the macro. So if the macro is going to dump, you know, silver's dumping too. I mean, from where it is, it could go be 8.15. You see 8.15 again, you're probably going to 17. You're making fresh lows. If you see this price again, you're going fresh lows. But then, you know, all we have to do is look at the monthly to understand the context here. Oh man, not again. No way. You just spent 3 months. Wow. You have to go to the monthly chart. The 30, every candle represents 31 days. Look what's just happened. 1982. What is 1982? The 2008 candle high close. Well, you bearishly engulfed. You broke below that August 1st. Then September, October, and now November. You are regarding that level as resistance, rejecting it. What else are you doing? The 200-month moving average. That's crazy. 200-month moving average. Think about that. It's like takes the previous 200 months and combines them and divides them by 200, right? To plot this. That's so significant. And then when you look at the price action, the only thing that makes sense in the world is 1387, and what makes it make more sense, I guess, would be the shark, the M shape. You've already broken the bad action magnet move. We could plot it like this, like a bat or a shark. It doesn't really matter here. Yeah, 50% lower high, 886. It's legit, like perfect. You wait, give it half a year or a year, silver will be seeing 1387. I mean, that's it, man. There's nothing else to even talk about until it gets above 1982 on the monthly and then back tests it as support on the monthly, right? That's what you got going. It's legit terrible here. Oh, by the way, no edge. Nothing implies reversal. Yeah, it's just bad, man. Here's a quad screen again, man. The quad screen. All right. Sell-off stopped now, man. It ceased. We have 17 minutes till Bitcoin and crypto's daily candle close. And it's not really great. There's a little bit more downside on Bitcoin. What's the downside potential from where you are right now? Just to see 19, you got about 1.2% downside to 2.4% downside. That's just not much. So it is not out of the realm of possibility to believe at all that Bitcoin could or would be testing that soon. So we were, let's take a look though. The disappointment. The disappointment for the Doge peoples. It's really not bad yet, though, after all that stuff happened. Isn't it crazy? You're talking about Google and Microsoft in free fall, and we're looking at a joke called Dogecoin. Yes, it's down 10% today. But you better bring up, if you're going to say Doge is down 10% today, you better bring up the fact that Doge is up over 100% still in 7 days before that. Doge hitting resistance points, you know, from history, and nearly an 886 retracing the previous high to low. and Google's crashing. Microsoft's crashing. The QQQ broke support formally today. What world do we live in? Is anyone else freaking out about that? Like, what? So it doesn't even look like you're going to bearishly engulf today. It just looks like, oh, it's a red candle. You can't even tell. If you were looking at this, you would have no idea this thing's down 10%.
Can we check out PCG? Been short since 15.30.
Pacific.
The
Yeah. What's up, Turtles? Turtle Cody. Okay, so I guess we can move on. You know, it was crazy. Shiba was the poor man's, down 8%. It's pretty nasty. Much nastier stuff here where you're talking about key inflection points rejected. Bearish engulfing candle will be confirmed in less than 15 minutes. And to boot, the 200-day simple moving average was certainly rejected. That's pretty disgusting. Like, that's not a Doge thing. Doge is like, oh my God, no big deal. This is bad. I mean, to the point where you could say maybe Shiba holds on to this swing high from June and July, but it would probably be healthier if we could see Shiba come on down to 997. Well, it's, what is it? I don't even know how to say it. 1/10,000th of a penny or something like that. My God. Spring back test would be the Jesus before higher. That would be legendary, possibly actionable. But that means there's definitely a lot more downside involved. If you want to get some sort of strategic entry and make the higher low, that'd be crazy. But for now, it's kind of shaky here on your poor man's Doge. Okay. Yeah, Litecoin did some stuff, man. It did some stuff. Litecoin was attempting a breakout before the event. Still so elevated. Look what happened. Litecoin testing the 200-day simple moving average for the first time since it collapsed through it December 4th, 2021. That's a big deal. Not yesterday, not any other day of the year of 2022 was the 200 simple moving average tested until now. What happened? Now, this level of inflection still being respected. You know, you haven't broken it. You could tomorrow, but you haven't today. Yeah, like, and then above that, $66. I mean, there's real resistance here. It's not a joke at all. I mean, it's been a reversal point in September 2018. It's been a reversal point in May of 2019, November 2019, August 2020. Recently, in September of this year, it was also resistance. So even if you break this local inflection zone, $66 is the mega one. If you break $66, you very well could see $84 very, very fast. Why? History tells us. Straight down, straight up, down, up, down, up, down. It's like, if it doesn't go immediately to the next level, you can see the price action you get. You have a very thin order book here. Up, down, even in here. Like, it was a support one time before a dead cat bounce dump. So look at this, straight up, down, up. If you break $66, you have insane upside, but you haven't even tested it yet. Haven't tested it in, like 6 weeks plus. So it's cool that we're doing this. There's a lot more work to be done. So don't get cocky, kid. All right. I was talking to somebody, and our futures might be going to a cuisine bug restaurant. Have you ever thought about that? If they get eating the bugs mainstream, then you have to worry about like a Michelin star the bugs restaurant, a Michelin 3 bug restaurant. Be amazing. Don't be sad, dude. can't imagine the advertising, just the things they would do. The first ever James Beard award-winning The Bugs restaurant. Ladybug souffle. What would be the dishes that would be award-winning at this? Hopefully, only ever gonna just be an unreal nightmare. I like Ladybug souffle. That sounds actually probably pretty good, Klaus Schwab would say. Okay, so that was your Litecoin that uncharacteristically is up nearly 10%, while everything is in the red. H-bar is not. H-bar is up 1%, but the problem is that's just not enough, Larry. It's hanging on by a thread. I don't know what to tell you. If Bitcoin goes to 19,650, there's no way this holds. It's like, it looks okay, but dude, do you see it? I mean, everyone can see it, even if like you're novice at this stuff, and it's like, this is not really the right context to be identifying bearish momentum shifting structures, but I'll show you one. Look, there it is. How is this happening? How are you showing it here? You know, want to know an asset that did this? And then it played out bearishly? I can't remember. Is it Neo? Was it Neo that did it before? Yeah, kind of Neo. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, God, there was one that did it, man. There was one. Was it OXT? God, ONT? It was ONT. Look, right? What I just identified. Oh my God, dude! You dump, you hit the support, you hold it, and it's like, why is this happening? And then it flushes and runs to the next level. You know, just terrible. Pot roach, like pot roast, but for roaches. Ew, God. Yeah, leave the roaches in the pot for a good 12 hours until they're nice and they fall off the carcass or something, right? Oh my God, dude, cockroach ice cream. That sounds okay. That sounds okay, right? There it is. I haven't pulled this out in maybe 6 months to a year. The spinning Kappa. I haven't used these in so many. That hadn't been there in like a year, like the Chris Hansen. But yeah, sad times for the markets. Sad times. Gonna get more of those, more Pepes. Look what's happened, man. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to derail the conversation, but I'm sprinkling it. I'm sprinkling in some bug conversation with the charts and the what could be's. But yeah, looking at these coins today, you got, and here's one that it's kind of crazy. All these altcoins, not all of them, most of them, a lot of them showing like, hey man, we're at the bottom of a trading range. This could be the bottom. We might rally here. But then there's one called KSM that was never doing that, ever. It's almost there. Dude, it's on the way. Look, this is like what in bear markets, look at this. All this triple bullish divergence manifesting into lower lows. What? $30? That low from September 2020 is upon ye. And then the candle low close right here. What is that? October of 2020. That line, that is the 1.618.
Long live the TA. Much love for everything you do, Mitch. Less than 3.
Is that a joint?
Oh, thank you, Igor, for the 428 contribution. Thanks, man. I mean, thank you for watching, because, you know, if you were watching, who would I be streaming to, right? I mean, who would I be who would I have to talk about with traditional technical analysis, man? Y'all the only ones that get it. You know, none of my in real life friends, my legacy friends, none of them gave a crap about anything I'm talking about right now, ever. They didn't care. They never cared and never will care. And that's okay. So fine, I'll find people that care. Found a lot of people that care. And then started streaming, and then people realized that they really like this stuff. And that's the whole fun thing about it, right? Like curious people come in and then they learn, and then all of a sudden they love it. And they're like, how is this not in my life? How was this not in my life before? And now it is. Traditional technical analysis is the real king. It's not Bitcoin. Bitcoin's cool in its own right. Ethereum, cool in its own right. Stock market itself, cool in its own right. Gold, cool in its own right. But what do they all have in common? They've all got charts. They've all got things happening. Psychology, buyers and sellers on charts. That's about the only thing they all have in common together, right? And just think about it. There was one time I was streaming. You know what? Just kidding. There were 2 times I was streaming. Bitcoin was below 4K. Bitcoin was in the 3,000s. We're talking about chart patterns, and you like it and you start learning about it. Time goes by, months go by. You keep investing in yourself, you keep learning. Cycles end, they begin again, they end, they begin again. And then all of a sudden you're able to identify potential reversals. You're able to get in when the composite operator, when the smart money is getting in, and then you can change your life. It only takes 1 or 2 cycles to change your life forever. So anyway, get ready. But one thing to not get you to wealth is KSM. That's certain. This is maybe one of the worst cryptos in the world that is on TradingView. It might be one of the worst in the world. I hope somebody in this community pings the developer of KSM and you let them know that I said that this might be the worst performing asset in the world of crypto. That's not a scam or not a confirmed scam. Okay. It might be a scam, right? A lot of these probably are scams, but this is the worst performer of them. So let's be real. KSM developers, really? I'll bet they're so smart, dude. Okay. Anyway, so I was just looking at an anomaly, a bad anomaly. Do we have any other assets today? Yes, basic attention token still up. Look at that volume. Oh man, and see, they react at these completed M shapes, but it doesn't mean they're gonna see the top of the range. Doesn't mean they're gonna perform well. Look what the macro did to this thing. This thing was up 10% today. %? I'm sorry, this thing was up like 14% at one time today. 14 to 15, my God. So you're above 29 cents, but below 29 cents is death. Below 29 cents, you can clearly see it never pivots. The next pivot below that's like 17 cents. So this is death. If you fall below 29 cents really long and it doesn't pivot and rally back above 29 cents, it's doomed, man. The downside is so high. What's up, Kaizen, who wants EGLD? Yeah, well, look at it. Thank you, dude, for the contribution. I really appreciate it. All right, so you got basic attention token that was up, and then ALGO was up. ALGO, really, really interesting, right? This, if it's not catching the sell-off, you are right back up. I mean, you're at a reversal area, certainly, right? It reversed. May of 2022, 2 times in May it was support, but then it became resistance in June. Then it became resistance in June again, and then July, and then August, and then September, and now maybe November. So range bound of an asset that at any time it can break out, but you got to know that most of the time this is where it reverses the downside. But dang, man, if Bitcoin catches a good day, like say the new day begins in 1 minute, 33 seconds, say that happens, ALGO goes for breakout. If it breaks it, I mean minimum 42 cents. And then you get after that though. That's just one area, but 49 cents is the big one minimum, right? Because look at history. Straight down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. That's it. That's all it ever does. So it could be Wyckoff accumulation, and it could be nearing its completion. Or this is exactly, if it just does what it's always been doing in 2022, this happens next. So That's a really nice harmonic though, isn't it? What's going on? Do I hear like the music or oh, the music ended. I think I hear bugs or something. The bugs. Okay. So ALGO, pay attention to it because the strength it's showing today is notable, to say the least. Very notable here. Hasn't even touched the 200-day simple moving average. This is what's crazy. Hasn't touched the 200 moving average since January. It's in a Litecoin situation right now. Litecoin touched that today. ALGO didn't. There it is. Jesus chimes. We have a new day, so we must go back to Bitcoin because it's your local on the 8th. Lowest daily candle close since October 25th. All right, so just 1.24% downside from here, so we can back test 19,891, hold it, and then go moon. Now, if it starts falling below 19,650, it's starting to get a lot worse. You know, like the argument starts deteriorating. You got to think about a break back above this level with such a nice structural development behind it. You got to think about, hey, we're okay now, but
Can you check out Kronos and tell me what you think?
what's up, P. Newell? Is your last name Newell because you're newer in here? Or was it your founding fathers? Wait, your forefathers were new at one time in here? Please tell me more about the genesis of your last name, dude. And if you don't know, what are you doing? You don't know the genesis of your last name? You don't know the origin story? Nothing? Thanks for the 5 super chat. All right, so everything's like, you're like, okay now. But when you start falling below 19,650, it's almost like you have a really good hand in poker, a decent hand in poker. You hit the flop, things are great. But then, you know, a card like an ace where you don't have an ace, right? Or something that fills up a boat, or something that, you know, like a third suit, you know, on the board happens. It makes your hand not as strong and more susceptible to being the worst hand when you fall below this area. So that's why it's so important for us to be paying attention to 19,650, 19,891, because your argument is not really there as much or as well if you just disregard this level again. It's very important. Very important. You can have an amazing hand, and throughout the flop, turn, or river, that hand can not be as good. It can be marginally good, and then it can just be beat by too many things. So there you have it, man. Just an analogy. All right, gold. New 60-minute candle, not looking so hot. Dumping? Oh my god. Not really. It's super scaled out, so it looks worse than it is. It's, you know, okay. But yeah, this is terrible. I mean, one does not simply make the same low, then rallies, makes a substantially lower high than the previous highs, and the previous highs, and the previous highs, and the previous highs. So I need to keep going lower highs. You know the trend is bearish as F. You can't do this. This is not something you can do. Why is it left shoulder head, right shoulder stuff? Why? Again, where you are now, in time, 1522, and probably even lower. There's so much downside on gold. It's awful, man, okay? It really is. Wow. And then the S&P futures got a new 60-minute candle going on the top right of your screen. Not looking so hot. When will the volatility increase? I'm having alert set up, right? Yeah, when we're taking out that low from the 27th of October. Just days ago, a week ago. one high, the second high. There was bearish divergence on the 60-minute. There certainly was. Look. What was it, triple? Yeah, man, look at that. Made a high, the higher high, then the slightly higher high, and just decreasing levels of positive momentum every time. That is textbook. Bearish divergence, Larry. Textbook. And then the divergence had already developed on the 60-minute in the high, about the exact same high. Yikes. So now, oh, okay, never mind. This wasn't, this is just bearish convergence. This was the nasty divergence. And then you just had a scrub rally, and then it was even lower. It's just, yeah, converging. You leads the bugs. Things don't change. A lot of people are going to be eating the bugs. I'm telling you. Now, the good news is, with Elon buying Twitter, I think we're going to be getting... I think that really does hurt the bug eating movement. Because, do you remember? I haven't seen any sort of bug propaganda since Elon took over. You know, maybe it's just too early to say, but at risk of sounding cocky, the bug propaganda has been curbed and culled for now. But before he took over, I can't even believe how many news organizations were coming out with bug eating sympathy articles, just propaganda for bug eating. You know what I'm talking about. So let's keep it going.
12 hours double top confirmed.
12-hour double top. Oh no. Well, you know what's, who cares about the double top compared to, look what this, oh my God. You gotta hate it, man. You gotta feel really, really sick here. This makes me really uneasy. Okay, it should make you feel uneasy when a somewhat significant time scale like the 12-hour chart is regarding the 200 simple moving average like this, and just at the top and today, right? Jerome Powell, he had not even opened his mouth. He had not even showed up to the podium yet. And you hit the 200 on the 12-hour and rejected it. That's disgusting. That's like, oh my God, dude. Very seldom in downtrends do you get above these moving averages like this. I mean, that's brutal. Look, brutal, man. That can't make you feel good. That can't make you be like, oh man, I'm so bullish on Bitcoin. We were never bullish on Bitcoin. We are cautiously optimistic when you're above the key inflection point from 2017, and there's not even an inch more than that. You aren't bullish. You're just like, hey, we've identified a structural development and it's been developing. It developed over the course of how long? How many effing days? Wow, talking like 100+ day development. We'll identify it, but we have no idea if it's gonna play out. And when you look at the moving average like this get rejected for a third time in 6 weeks, you can't really feel comfortable, okay? You can't feel comfortable, dude. This was right around the time I was in London, right? Doing the London stream from the Shard. Yeah, man. That's good. Good contribution, because, you know, with this, it got us to this point. Sometimes when people tip, it happens like that. So you better look out, Larry. I gotta ping some patrons on this. This is disgusting, dude. I don't even the words. I find no pleasure in talking about this either, right? You gotta hate it. That's not a falling three methods. The first candle It's close, man. I guess it is. We have, dang it, man. Hold on. I gotta, give me an hour. I'm just gonna keep these circles visible on the 12-hour where it makes sense. Okay. And it's not even a big deal because who cares, but yeah, I mean, in the end, yeah, it actually is real as F. Huh? Unbelievable. I didn't even see it. It's just, what the... Okay, chat. Can someone tell me what this is? I mean, I get it. You may not tell me, and that's fine. But dang, if it's not real, that is extremely real and undeniable. What is this? We have 200 word criticisms. What's going on? Yes, we got some answers coming in. Who answered correctly? Definitely Cody. Just kidding. No, it is Saint Camus. Saint Camus. Falling 3 methods, he says. Yep. Bearish continuation. And it certainly did, didn't it? Forget the wick, man. Forget Jerome not speaking when he spoke. Oh my God. It's
Can you check Gala?
incredible. In the end, it was incredible. Remember, this is the reciprocal of the Rising 3 Methods. That's the name of my company. And I'm proud of that. I love it, man. It's a bullish continuation. My life is in a long-term uptrend, and then the pattern presented itself 5 years ago, and yep, it played out like this, but we're way higher now. But yeah, that's nasty, dude. But it's just fun, man. And TA, this is the first thing I ever got into back years ago when I was 23. Japanese candlestick reversals, continuations. That's what got me hooked. I mean, that's like engulfed my life. Puns intended, yes. But yeah, stuff like this doesn't always play out. I remember there are ones that like literally inverse. They don't continue, they just reverse. So I remember one on Bitcoin that back in 2021 in the summer. It was like down here somewhere, maybe. I don't even know if it was on the 4-hour. I think it was on the daily. Sorry, I'm like, I do this sometimes. See if we can remember. Yeah, dude, look. It was perfect on the daily. Here it was. A perfect bearish continuation pattern at support, and you're like, uh-oh, and then nope, buyers defended the area. So it doesn't always play out, man, but that's so beautiful, isn't it? I mean, it's like, whew, very pretty. Anyway,
Do you think that most traders add to losing trades to lower the average, or add to winning trades on the way up?
I would say, well, I mean, the philosophy is you cut your losses, right? You can layering in, like, you know, I'll post trade setups, but it's like, it's harder to like do a layering strategy on TradingView, where like, if you have an inflection zone, you can be adding the top of it. And I'm not saying on Bitcoin do this right now. I'm saying like one can be adding on the top end of the range of the zone. And then they can also be adding more to the bottom. Layering in at the entries are good. And then, yeah, I think adding to your winners versus adding to your losers. Yeah. DXY guy, adding to your winners. And then like if you're trading the daily and a trend is reversed with a harmonic or something, like for real, then, you know, it sells off, but you're way in the money, but then it starts pivoting later and then start showing hidden bullish divergence, a continuation, right, to the upside, then adding on that, and maybe it's back testing levels of support, adding to that. Someone, yeah, hey Fred, sorry, I didn't. Yes, we will look at Gala. Yeah, man. Well, I have to look at I have to look at a few other. I skipped them today because I ran out of time. Let me knock these out real quick, okay? I don't think there are many. We looked at Pulse Dogechain. Now we got to look at Suka for yes sir. He tipped 20 earlier. Oh boy.
Please add this guy to the pile, thanks.
Huh? The guh? Oh, sure. Here you go.
Is that a joint?
Milled it down like all the rest, G-Dog. Thank you, dude. Oh my god. Don't ever do light mode or you'll be eating the bugs. All right, Suka Liat. Had that crazy channel up thrusted through it and is right back below. I love the little back test you got here. Now you're sitting at key levels. This thing's full reset most likely. I don't think this this high holds. I think what you'll do is probably something like you could guess, man. You could guess something like this. Oh, perfect, that's fine. 886 after 1618 on C, 886 on D. Something like that, but it probably goes a little lower to 1.8 cents. Look, man, these are cryptos. Digitaru, Suka Blayat, right? It was an amazing dragon. It was awesome, but you get like the party ended, and it's going through a correction now. And the correction's probably going to end with an 886. And it might go below it because support's lower than that. I mean, you get it. It was a fun time. It's just, what do you do now, man? Momentum-driven asset class, and then the momentum eventually shifts. And you get on the other side of momentum, and now the momentum's been on the downside. You're waving down. You're not deep enough. But you are at a support. No one's arguing with that. You look at it, it's like a little zone here, okay? The zone of support, you hold that, you might rally. You very well might, okay? But if we're talking about swing low in here, you got lower to go. So it either pivots and rallies here. Okay, even if it does pivot and rally here, I just don't think it's going to take out this high. You might come down, come back, you react, and then maybe later you reverse here, right? But anything you get here won't be long-term. It'll probably be short-term. No, I didn't make it to waste management. We're working on it, okay? We're on Suka. We looked at XRP already. Next one was waste management. That's next. Okay, so I was only down behind one asset today. I didn't even notice. Waste management. For Valley Bet, man. Oh my goodness. That is really, really bad. Really bad, man. Yeah, you don't have much support at all until 147.70. It's one time, but up, down, up. I mean, 139 could be in store for you. 139. What a run. What a run it's been, but guess what's happening now? This is so bad. You know why? Because your 200 moving average is so important here. What'd you do today? What would you do yesterday? Yesterday, you bearishly engulfed. And today, you formally back tested the 200-day moving average as resistance. And you've rolled over and you closed at your lowest lows since October 14th. And there's just no support anywhere until 147.70. So that's probably where you're going. Yeah, it's almost like right angles.
Could you check out DKS? Will IT hold? Sports feels dank, man. Fulcum come in.
It's almost like right angle descending broadening formation. So it's just not good. It's not good. What's up, Fulcrum? Come in. TKS, yes. Feels dank, man. Thank you for the dank. The dank mans. Thank you, dude. So that's it. You're stalling. You rally. Huge sell-off. Another big rally. Slightly higher high. A sell-off. A crash, right? Another slightly higher high. 1, 2, 3. The rule of 3. I wouldn't be wanting to be long on this right now. They're so weak compared to each other, and you got the same lows. That's like bear structure stuff. So I would say the downside potential right here where you are, you got about 4.8% downside. If that doesn't hold, then you got 10% to 11% downside. Yikes. What was next? What was next, man? It was PCG. Man. It had broken resistance. It really did. Broke resistance. And there's nothing here. Right? Well, there is, I guess. Like one high. You go the weekly here. I mean, look at this chart, you know. It's really cool that it's above the 200-week moving average. It's really cool that it's above 1243. Big area. Look at that spring back test of spring there. Maybe get that. This is what you're going to be looking for on PCG. If you're blessed, this is what you'd be wanting, okay? So PCG recently broke back above 1243. But back in 2003, what'd you do? You came to formally back test this level as support before you went to moon. All right, so we broke the level. Maybe we get a back test here too. But for now, you've broken out. You've broken out and you're showing like higher lows, lots of accumulation here. So, I mean, this is certainly still at that bottom of range stuff. Like, you're way off the lowest lows. I mean, in 2020, I know we had been looking at this in 2020. But above 1243 long enough, you could very well be seeing 1941 again. So way better than many things that exist out there. Many, many things. So I would think the best entry, the lowest risk entry would be 1243 with a stop loss maybe marginally below that. But wherever it sells off, as long as it makes a higher discernible low than June 27th's low at 965, I mean, it's going to be another higher low. It's going to be classic accumulation. You already have accumulation argument. You got the low, the higher low, then two lows that are higher than the previous two lows, and now you have another higher low. Like, someone's buying this quietly. I wonder who that is. I mean, breaking above the 200-week moving average first time since 2017. Someone's buying this quietly at really smart areas, smart money, reacquiring. So make of that what you will. Strategizing, best entry is 1243, but I don't know. I mean, massive engulfing candle happened on the 3rd of October. This thing is so good looking right here. And has a lot of upside potential. Unlike most things we're looking at, right? The mega cap tech looks nothing like this. Mega cap tech looks like this. Like PCG in 2017, 2018, right? Look, it's Google, man. It's the same bear flag. Yeah. I don't really like the bugs, okay? I'm not really into bugs. I'll eat a Wagyu steak all day. I feel bad for a lot of Zoomers that still are not in the real world, and the ones that are, You've been dealt 7 deuce offsuit. That's right. You graduate college or high school or whatever, and you're a Zoomer, and these market conditions and everything. It's like, good luck, man. Good luck. I'm really fortunate. I mean, like, you can't even make up how fortunate I was. I was a junior in college when the global financial crisis was happening. Enough said, right? When I got out, we were going through the, plunge protection team, all that crazy stuff. We had already bottomed out, and we went on the longest bull market rally in world history. And then was able to make, the fortunes and the good things, in the past couple of years too. So, and now I'm like, all right, I'm waiting. I've been waiting a year, and I'm still waiting for real, besides like small speculative trades and stuff, just waiting. Eventually we'll get great opportunity again. It's just not quite yet. And if it is quite yet, there's no indication of it via technicals at all. So man, we got controversy today, don't we? We do. Next request. But then you look at stuff like PCG and it's like, dang, man. I mean, market conditions are terrible, but that asset individually looks really good. Someone's acquiring that position over the course of a couple years now, and they're not letting go. They're being really quiet about it. So PCG, keep your eye on that one. Not kidding. Composite man all over it. Let's see. EGLD. Oh. Interesting. We're just kind of bottoming out in the middle of nowhere. Did it hit the 886? No, it did. It exceeded the 886. Yeah. So it's cool though. This swing low from 2021, you're back above that. That's great. This is awesome. Wow, an M shape, another M shape. Did it hit the 7.8? I don't think it hit the 786 though. Oh my God, it pretty much did. So you got an actual cipher, unironic bullish cipher that completed. Wow, man. It's whacked out looking. I know. I'm just going from the high to the low. They don't have to all look beautiful. But dang, man, above 53.32, nothing really makes sense till 68 bucks. Now, if you ever broke 68 bucks, 108 bucks, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's it. That's all it does. So if EGLD, which happens to be the 88% retrace from the low to high, you ever broke that, good God, it could be, oh, look, 60% upside in days. But it hasn't yet. But it is interesting. It's always interesting when you're able to identify a harmonic structure completed after the crash, and you're at levels where, hey, man, would you be surprised if an M shape developed at this level and it actually reversed? No, you can't be, because that's where it happens. This is the magic area. 80%, 95% harmonics develop, they complete, and they actually play out. Years and years and years and go by. Market cycles, they boom and they bust. And the bust ends at 90%, 95% retraces, the M shapes develop, and the reversals occur. Cycles change. So if it did continue to play out, you got to be the least surprised person, because this is where they normally do it. But at the same time, it's EGLD. It's a beanie baby. It's like legit a virtual beanie baby. So I'm not going to have much faith in it. But again, you won't find me being surprised when M shapes develop at 886s, 90%, and they play out as reversals. We still got people posting bug recipes for Miss Teen Crypto, because I hear she wants to be the first bug chef in New York. It's according to sources, though. Inside information. Gala was the next formal request, it seems. Anyone want to go to the Gala together? Anyone? The Gala. Down here, we pronounce it Gala. It's like, hey, you going to the Gala? And when I was in middle school, we had galas, whatever. Okay, cool, dude. Little fun tidbit. I mean, this is one that's... He probably requested it because he's like, hey, man, you were talking crap about KSM. Well, look at Gala coin. All right, I'm looking, dude. I'm looking. Again, it's one that, like, shorting its limited downside potential, but at the same time, there's no formal support looking left, and it's only making lower highs. It's awful, man. That is meaningless. That's like, hey, man, let's get some stupid money in here so we can dump on it. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I think this is plotted because, yeah, look, there's like a wick low from September 2021. And you're below all these lows from this year. Brutal. Disgusting, man. Nothing to even talk about. I don't even know, like, why would this be requested, you know? Is this why? Are we wedging, man? How do you even... I don't know, man. Like, is it... Man, that's some serious mental gymnastics right there. But sure, dude. Sure. If you want to take a shot on something that's lost 96, 97% of its value from its listing price, by all means, it just made its lowest low. It just made its lowest candle close low. Its lowest, like, discernible real low. This was an open, okay? This is a listing open candle. This is not a low. This is the lowest low
LSE,
ever.
Please, sir.
What's up, G-Dog, man? Thanks, 618. Gold mean contribution. Gold mean ratio contribution. Thank you, dude. This is FUD. Yep. Okay. I don't know. I've heard things. I've heard things out there. I don't think the mayor of New York was saying something about it. Okay. So again, man, you're at the sweet spots for massive reversals, but it's Gala. It's not showing any forms of accumulation. Remember PCG? We were just looking at, been showing accumulation for like 2 years now at the basement prices. Like, this is the basement price too, but you're not seeing any signature of the composite operator acquiring this, right? So who cares? Composite man's not interested at basement prices, then I don't know if I would want to be interested either, you know? Oh, that's so gross. Be crunchy. As long as there's a nice, like, you know, like ranch to dip it in, probably pretty good. Kappa. Mini kappas right there. DKS. Dick's Sporting Goods. Not really. Not so good. Oh, wow. Sorry. Wrong button. My bad. Well, this thing certainly has been on a roar, hasn't it? It's been great. Consolidating, sideways consolidation. Your COVID crash, the run, the massive sell-off. Dang, man, this thing like legit crashed, but man, what a recovery. But I don't think we can ignore this level here. You can't ignore, look, the swing low from October 2021 and all these swing highs from February of this year, March, and then recently September. You are at an inflection zone and you have not broken it yet, okay? You have not broken this zone. Just saying, if you do, hey man, there's an unfilled gap up at 140. But don't you think this would be like on the higher end of risk of things if you just, you know, hey man, May, we had earnings and earnings were good and it ushered in a huge rally, and then Dick's went up 87%. in 110 days, and now it's testing and testing and testing and testing this resistance, and it's failing every single time, including today. It might be lower risk for a short. And if short-term target's $100, 99.58. But other than that, you're starting to run out of supports. But yeah, someone will be like, hey man, is that an inverse head and shoulders? I don't know about that, man. I don't know if it's an inverse head and shoulders. What if this thing comes down to $91 first, you know? Not sold on this, okay? I know it broke a supply line, didn't it? No, it didn't. Oh my God. It hasn't even really tested that. Look, this is your Bulkowski. The bump, right? You haven't even bumped. You haven't even tested that. The high, then the lower high. Not even close, man. So I think we pay attention to where we are, and we can't break resistance, and you're at it and you're failing. So low risk for a short, probably. Very high risk for a fresh long. It's like you're probably asking to get wrecked here. But of course, hey man, it reports earnings and just pumps again. November 22nd. Okay, just be careful, right? That's all I can tell you about this one, where you are. Fulcrum, come in. Psh, psh. Bruh. Does that make sense? What's happening? We got drama in the chat or something? Oh my God. Are we not talking about bug dumplings? I didn't even think about that. Good Lord. All right, let's see. TPK, the next and most recent request on the list. TPK and the London Stock Exchange, right? Call Dynamite. I'll try as big as best there, alright? Dang, man, that dude's must be from England with that type of accent. I do declare. You know it. Let's just start this one with the 3-day. Here it is. I get it, man. Maybe you've identified an alternate BAT pattern. Swear down, mate. I swear down. Looks like I'm at the critical support. You can see some swing lows from 2002. You can clearly see those levels being respected in 2010, 2011. That is the support, right? You can see the price action correlate in 2020's COVID crash, where traders never settled up below that area, did they? In fact, look at that textbook Jesus candle. You want to talk about a bullish hammer? If this isn't a bullish hammer, massive Jesus reversal, what is? You know, what is a reversal if that's not it? And the context is everything. You could see a bullish hammer appear in the middle of nowhere. It's not really good. But if you identify after a massive drawdown, incessant, look at this. Look how many red candles there are. And the asset hits this inflection zone from history. And this, you know, you fall below it. Oh man, we're breaking down, but intra days. But when you rally and you close like this, that's a massive reversal. And the beauty is you got this formal back test and follow through the next 3-day candle. So that, you know, I'm just sprinkling education, man. This type of stuff. Your bullish hammer, man. It was the Thor hammer. But here we are again. And this is why G-Dog requests this of us. Because you're right back at where the Thor hammer was that ushered in the entire massive reversal. But we are now, unfortunately, not in, I don't know, man, we're not in good position. I mean, like in terms of, you know, we know what the index funds are doing now. Yes, you are certainly at an area where a massive reversal could occur. Talking about maybe That's your next zone. If it held 833, 1,024, 1,076. I got an issue though, because it's like buying climax in 2015 and then only lower highs and lower lows. Same highs, lower lows, COVID crash, lower high, now the same low. I have concerns. I think this is an area where there's gonna be limit buys. Buyers are gonna defend this level for a time and just know what's probably, if you break 753, what could happen to you. Really, really bad things could happen. Really bad. Talking like 455, you lose almost half its value really fast. A lot of up, down, up. So yeah, but this is an area, right? I mean, is it an 886 formally? It is. You're an 886, but I think it's too shallow to say it's a formal harmonic unless it's a 382. Yep, too shallow. Too shallow. It's not even an alternate BAT pattern. You must get a 38% retrace minimum. So it's just, is it really, I mean, my God, dude, you can almost get away with the shark. We need to call in Judge Scott Carney here. Oh my God, it's not exceeding a 1618. We might have ourselves a shark. Cue up the Judge Judy music. Someone ask Scott Carney about it next time he streams, about the TPK 3-day shark like this. So reaction looks like it's begun a little bit. And again, upside, if it reacts for real and doesn't just collapse, 22 to 28%. Nice, man. Nice. G-Dog. You never disappoint, dude. That was the last request, man. We did it. We did it. Okay, so I like it. It's pretty cool here. It's type 1. It would be a type 1 of sorts, right? Not a type 2. That's what we're talking about. The reaction could take you 22% up. Bitcoin 3-day candle just closed, technically engulfed bearishly. Yikes. But not by much. And again, if you're, anytime you sell off and make higher lows, man, you're going to be fine. The only time you start getting concerned is when that 886 starts getting taken out, man. We start falling to it, I think you're in a lot of trouble too. That's why I'm saying, like, below 19,650, your whole argument becomes weaker again. It loses its strength. It's not a premium hand. It becomes a marginal hand, and then it's easily beatable. So, oh. Yeah, 4 hours of live streaming today. That's true. Thanks for everyone watching. Yeah, I appreciate that a lot. Bitcoin sold off, but it outperformed the index funds. It outperformed gold, and that's all good, man. So thanks for the likes, love, support, contributions, everything in between. Remember, it is the 2nd of the month, so if you want to support this channel, the single best way to do that is by joining the Patreon. But you're not just joining and saying thanks. You're joining and you're getting access to my charts, access to the premium Discord chats, and all the education involved with that. So, 2nd of the month, 2nd best day to join. But I will be back. Until next time, respect the T. Hey.